Hey you guys, happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. If you guys are watching the replay, always let me know in the comments with hashtag replay. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe right here at this button and give me a thumbs up if you guys find any sort of value in this video. Now today I'm gonna give you guys 5 tips, I would say success steps, in building a LinkedIn summary, which goes in your LinkedIn profile so you can start attracting warm leads and clients from your profile summary. Now, I get it all the time in my LinkedIn DMs. Actually, before I get started, I have my iPhone is recording this Facebook live stream, but I also have my LinkedIn profile right here just so I can go through exactly and not miss a step as to what I'm going to tell you about the 5 steps that you need in order to build this summary out for yourself. Now, I know I said this is for business, but this also goes for people that are looking for jobs as well. So job seekers, or if you're a recent college graduate, you're going to find a lot of great tips inside of this video, because what a lot of people get wrong with the LinkedIn profile summary is they think that it's like a bragging rights section. So, it's like, oh my gosh, I think it's like 2,000 characters or something. I don't even know how many characters you get. You get about like 3 to 5 paragraphs. And what people think when they see the profile summary section is that they get to brag about themselves, right? It's like, okay, how many Albert Einstein data collection points can I put into this profile summary? How many spelling bee awards can I fit into my profile summary, right? It's not a bragging section, okay? The bragging section is saved for your previous job experience, which I go through how to build a successful LinkedIn profile in this video right here. I'm gonna link it right here on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I'll leave it in the comments section. I already went through, it's a 50-minute long training. It will literally transform your LinkedIn profile, the entire thing, okay? So if you haven't watched that training, watch this one first and then go watch the LinkedIn profile training. But I'm going to link that. Like I said, I linked it up there on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I will leave that in the comment section. Now today, I'm giving you guys 5 tips on the summary part of the LinkedIn profile section. So your profile includes your profile picture, your cover photo, your title, your job experience, where I said that's the bragging rights section, your endorsements, all of that good stuff. Today I'm talking about the little summary part where everyone looks at it with a blank slate and you're just kind of like, what do I write about myself, right? But I'm letting you guys know right now is that it's not about bragging about yourself. It's about storytelling. So your potential ideal clients or the potential people in HR that are looking at you or at your LinkedIn profile as your resume can resonate with you. How are you different? How do you stand out? And to be honest, people don't, create connection content with you based upon how many spelling bee awards you won in middle school or how many awards you won in college, okay? It's all about that relatability content. I call it connection content, me too content. I go over this in the 4 types of content free training that I have. I'll link that up here on YouTube and I'll link it below in the comments if you're watching on Facebook Live. So, if you guys ever have any questions on this, always let me know in the comments. If you ever find any sort of value in this video, I'd love if you gave me a thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube, and also let me know on Facebook if you guys have any comments by liking and letting me know in the comments. So, why should I tell you about this? I have 22,000 followers on LinkedIn. I started posting on LinkedIn seriously about 8 to 9 months ago. It's literally catapulted my business, even in this crazy pandemic. LinkedIn is off the charts. If you are not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn, okay? Why LinkedIn? Because LinkedIn is for business, right? Whether you're looking for a job, whether you have a business, whether you're looking for new clients, if you're on LinkedIn, they are on LinkedIn. I always say that about social media. When people come to me, they're like, well, are my ideal clients using it? I'm like, well, are you using it? If you're using it, they're using it, right? So I have 22,000 followers on LinkedIn. Every single lead that I get, which is at minimum once a day in my LinkedIn inbox, comments about something they know about me from my LinkedIn summary. So I already went on a tangent. Let's get into it about your LinkedIn profile. Now, I want you guys to look on your own LinkedIn profile as I'm going through this. But if you don't have one yet and you're staring at a blank screen, that's okay. I'm going to show you mine right here as I have it. So One thing to take note of when you start writing your LinkedIn profile is if I'm looking at it on my cell phone, I see 3 lines, okay? You know how I mentioned before about how you have 2,000 characters? You only get to see 3 lines. I don't know if you can see that. See that right there? 3 lines. You see 3 lines before you expand. What does that mean? This is very similar to the Instagram bio. So a lot of things that I say here are going to correlate to other social media platforms. You get 3 lines, so you need to captivate their attention in 3 lines to make them want to expand. We have goldfish brains, including myself, okay? With everyone pulling us in every direction with the news feed, you know, oh, I got to check Instagram now. I'm just on LinkedIn. Oh, I forgot to watch that YouTube video. I need to go pop it back up. We need to capture people's attention. So how do you do that? You do that with a hook, okay? So this goes back to what I was saying. Your first line on your LinkedIn profile needs to be who you are and what you do. Who are you, right? I'll read mine out loud because I'm like, wait, who am I? Kylie Francis is a self-taught social media macro influencer, online business educator, and digital marketing entrepreneur. Now you're seeing that in the first line on your LinkedIn profile. This is gonna tell people exactly what you do, because remember, when we post on social media, when we create summaries online, we create it for them, okay? It's not about us, it's about them. When you actually understand this mindset, your social media business is going to explode, because so many people on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook, insert social media platform here, create content about themselves. This is the influencer mindset. Yes, I'm an influencer. I only put that in there for credibility reasons, but I hate calling myself an influencer. But this comes from the influencer type mindset, where it's like, I need to be the best. I need to have the most expensive stuff. I need to have the most awards for people to take me seriously. We also learn this in school and academia. But the problem with this mindset is that people glaze over in a second. So if you were to start your LinkedIn summary, LinkedIn profile where it's like, I won blah, blah, blah award and this award, that and that, whatever, that doesn't tell me who you are as a person. If I go to hire you or you go to hire me, it's a people business. Whether you're looking for a job, getting hired for a job, or you're working, together, it's people. People work with people, okay? People don't work with your awards, okay? That's why I said save the awards for later and I go over that in how to build a LinkedIn profile. Save the awards for your previous job experience or your job experience right now. So the first line is who you are and what you do. I just did my example. And it's as simple as 1 line. And like I had said before, you want to keep it in 1 line because of the 3 lines that people see. So that has to be enough. The way that you talk about yourself has to be captivating enough for people to want to read more, okay? And if you're in college and you're listening to this, or maybe you only have 5 years of job experience and you feel like you can't say anything great about yourself, think again. Like, it's time to think outside of the box. And I grew up being a humble person, but you need to start talking about yourself the way that you actually are presented, because if you don't, no one's going to take you seriously online because of the competition, okay? So every single thing that I talk about, that's the first tip, is who you are and what you do, okay? And when you say that, say it in 1 sentence, because the following sentence, which is tip number 2, is going to be how you got started. What is your story? What made you want to get into this certain profession? What made you start your online business? What made you start your regular business, right? Maybe you don't even have a business yet and you're ready to get started, right? What are your passions? What do I need to know about you that actually makes you different from every single other person that is just bragging about themselves, okay? That's what is tip number 2. So if I go back to my LinkedIn profile, so I said my first sentence was, Kylie Francis is a self-taught social media macro influencer, online business educator, and digital marketing entrepreneur. Her journey started 9 years ago when she was on her university's NCAA Division I swim team winter training trip in Jupiter, Florida. That starts my story, okay? Did you notice how I'm not like, okay, I have 22,000 followers on LinkedIn, which accumulates up to, it's probably more than 160,000 online by now. I need to like retally up that number. But I don't start off bragging about myself. I start off with my story. So a couple key points with storytelling is you want to make sure that your story is relatable, okay? Relatable or inspiring, or it's something someone can be like, okay, I get that, right? Because if you go off on this story where it's like quantum physics and, you know, you get it, but you know the rest of the population won't, you're going to lose people, okay? So that's why I said for the second tip, your story should be centralized around how you got started either in your business or your passion. Okay, let me know if this is making sense in the comments. And if you guys are loving this so far, I would love if you give me a like and subscribe on YouTube. Let me know in the comments on Facebook Live if you're watching. And even if you're watching on YouTube, I always go back and answer your guys' questions. So when you have your story, my story is about how I got started with Pinterest, because that's how I got started in social media. It was by chance. One of my friends on training trip was like, Kylie, you need to get started on Pinterest. Like, it's awesome, whatever. Mind you, I'm double majoring in fashion, merchandising, and business, and I'm an Olympic trials level swimmer. So I'm like, I don't have time for this. Like, I didn't even want it, which is quite ironic considering that's what my business is now. Well, it's obviously expanded, but when I first got started, I got started with affiliate marketing on Pinterest because by chance, you know, got obsessed with Pinterest combined with fashion, started monetizing my pins through affiliate marketing, which was another by chance thing. I was just curious, which is what I explained in my LinkedIn profile. Go check it out on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/Kylie, /in/Kylie Francis. And you can read my whole story there. But long story short, I talk about how I got started with not just social media marketing, not just with being an influencer, because this was 9 years ago. This was before Instagram was even a thing. I didn't even seek to become anything, right? It was just that was the catapult that I needed, or I guess achieved, in order to have people come to me and be like, how are you doing this? How are you growing online? How are you making money, et cetera, et cetera. So getting off topic, I go off tangents a lot, but I'm going back to my LinkedIn profile. So the first tip is that you need to, you know, have your one-liner sentence. Then you go into your story, okay? And then your story transitions into how you help people now. So who are you? What do you do in one sentence? How did you get started? In a story, okay? Not bragging, how you got started with your story. The third tip is, okay, I get your background story, it's inspiring, whatever. Now people are thinking, how can you help me? What does your business do that I can see myself working with you, or even see if this is a fit for a connection, a follow, et cetera, et cetera. Because remember, when you're writing this profile summary, what is going on in your ideal client's mind, or just a regular person, you know, trotting along on LinkedIn, is they're wondering, how can I see myself being influenced by this person, right? We all think it. Before we follow someone, we're like, why the heck should I follow this person? That's what you're thinking. So that's the answer you need to tell them in the summary. That's like the biggest like highlight. If you guys are listening and you're like, oh my God, this is going on forever, I just want the answer. That is the answer. Your profile summary needs to be framed in a way through storytelling that they are getting the answer of what you do and how you can help them succeed on LinkedIn or online or whatever your business does, okay? So I think that's the fourth tip. Is that the third or the fourth? I don't even remember, but it goes into how you can help them. So on my LinkedIn profile, I go through my corporate trainings, my one-to-one clients, I have digital courses, my seminars, who they're for specifically is what I talk about. I don't talk about what people learn in my seminars. I don't talk about, you know, all the nitty-gritty details of whatever. It's like, this is who my products and my services are geared towards. Are you that type of person? If you are, you could potentially learn from my content, okay? So that is like the key thing you need to remember as you're writing your LinkedIn profile summary, is that everything needs to be framed to them, okay? What can they learn from you? So like I said earlier, it's less about the awards, less about bragging about yourself, because remember, when they're reading it, they want to know, how are they benefiting from it? If I go to your profile, I'm like, why? That's the only thing I think of. When I go and read somebody's profile and all I see is, okay, I have 17,000 followers. Okay, did you click the connect button 17,000 times? Like, what does that mean to me? That means absolutely nothing to me. Even if it's at 100,000 followers, I don't care. Anyone that follows me by now knows that I don't care about vanity metrics. When I look at that profile summary, I'm like, okay, how is this person somebody that I can learn from or do business with? That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not going to learn that in your award count, the award you won. Like I said, I'll look for that later. I'll look for your recommendations later when I look for other people that recommended you in the testimonials in your own job section and the award section. That's why LinkedIn has it separated, okay? There's a space for everything, and if you jump the gun, you're not gonna have that time to tell people that you're a relatable type of person, which is the whole point of having a LinkedIn profile summary that actually stands out. And you can go see it for yourself. Go look at summaries that you love. Write down the similarities that they have. And I guarantee you, the profile summaries that you love on LinkedIn the most are the ones that tell stories. And it's a story about how they got started. You want to know why? Because it's connection content. It's how you connect with the person you want to follow. Okay? How is this person different? How can I relate to this person? How can I be inspired by this person? And does this person give enough value for me to learn from them that I want to follow them? That's what people learn in the LinkedIn profile summary, okay? So I know I keep elaborating on that, but that's so important to understand, is that when you go and build out your LinkedIn profile summary and you follow these 5 steps, it's really, don't overthink it. Just share a story that other people will be inspired by, which is, like I had said, the second tip is your getting started story. How did you get started, okay? So let's go back. Let's recap, okay? You got 3 lines to tell who you are and what you do. That transitions immediately into the how you got started story, which is your second tip, okay? The third tip is how you help others online, okay? So like I said, it's not, and how you help others is not by explaining what your products and services do, but who they are for. It's not what they do, it's who they're for, okay? Write that down. That's like literally like the golden nugget tip of the year, actually decade when it comes to social media. Your content and your summary is not what's in it, it's who it's for and how they can be transformed by it, okay? So that was, why do I keep getting these messed up? Was it the third tip? Okay, yes, the third tip. And then the fourth tip, which is going to be the second to last paragraph of your LinkedIn profile summary. This is going to be more connection content. This is when you lighten up the air. This is when you like share more about your interests. Like, what do you love to do that I can be like, yeah, me too. Okay, Kylie lives in Philly. Me too. Go Eagles. I get that all of the time in my LinkedIn DMs. You guys would be literally shocked at how many leads that I get that start from a conversation that you would have with your friends. And that's the whole point of why I'm stressing this out. Like I said, I have 22,500 followers on LinkedIn. You can see it. If you can see it, you can see it down there. And that grows by like 200 a day. But it's like, because I include this type of information, I'm not a robot. I become a person. I become somebody that's relatable. Okay. So my little blurb on the bottom, when it's like, when I'm not growing my digital empire, I love prioritizing a well-rounded life. I love CrossFit. I love swimming. I love water polo. I played water polo in high school. I was a co-captain. Swam. I was an Olympic trials level swimmer. One of my life goals is to handstand around the world because I love fitness and I love photography. If you guys go, and then I'm like, go check it out on Instagram. So I'm directing people to my Instagram, which is the fifth and final tip, is start including the call to action. Okay. So I say, love creating memories with my GoPro, handstand around the world. Ashish is probably watching this right now. He always comments about how he's trying to do handstands now. And it's a way to bring that connection point, because remember, if you just look at your profile summary, I said this 80,000 times, and look at it as a place to brag about yourself, no one's gonna know who you are. They're just gonna know the awards that you accomplished. And who remembers that about people? I don't. I don't even remember the awards that I won in high school and I won, or college, and I won a lot. But that's why I write it down below in my college section, where it's like where you went to school, and then it's like the jobs that you have. Save it for down there. Like, that's honestly like the boring stuff. People will look at that after they decide that they like you, okay? Know, like, and trust. In order for them to buy from you, they need to establish rapport, which is the know, the like, and the trust. They need to know you, they need to like you, and then they need to trust you. How can they know and like you if the only thing you're trying to build is trust? They can't. They're going to look at you like a robot, and then they're going to be like, okay, like, this person's qualified, but like, they're literally robotic and I like can't even get a laugh out of them. Okay. So these are just some things to keep in mind. Now, the fifth and final tip, which is what I was talking about in the fourth tip, when you start talking about, you know, personal interests and just things that you're interested in, that's like, you know, it brings you to life more. The fifth and final tip is to include a call to action. Okay. The call to action is this, excuse me. A call to action is when you tell somebody, it's literally a call to action. You're telling somebody what to do after they read everything you just wrote. Okay. This also applies to your content on LinkedIn. So if you write an amazing piece of content on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, that's why you guys always hear me. Like, if you guys are loving this video so far, give me a like on YouTube. Don't forget to click subscribe right here at this button to stay tuned for more LinkedIn tips. And if you're watching on Facebook, give me a couple thumbs up, loves, what have you, right? I tell people that to tell them if they like it, like, that's what I want you to do, okay? And if you create content, you can be like, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I always say, if you guys are watching and I'm missing something, let me know in the comments. You know, I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I kind of know what I'm doing, okay? So if you're telling people constantly what to do, just for the sheer fact, like I said earlier, we have a news feed, we have 8 other platforms, like someone's calling us, someone opened the door, and we're kind of like, you know, goldfish brains, okay? We have to keep them streamlined by telling them an action to take. So at the end of your LinkedIn summary, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell people what action you want them to take, okay? What do? I have click the link below to schedule your free social media strategy consultation, or check out my Post to Profit digital courses, or check out my free LinkedIn YouTube trainings on YouTube, which is where I'm at right now. So if you came from there, hey. And then I link all of these Facebook Lives over to YouTube. I'll put them on the featured section. As you'll see right here, you can see even the arrow below. This is, again, a bad idea. I need to learn how to share my screen. So there we go. Oh, hold on one second. Why does this always happen to me? Okay. Let's see. Okay. So there we go. See the arrow pointing down? It's not, you know, crystal clear, but you guys get my drift. And see my YouTube video. This is my website. And if you scroll over, it's all of my LinkedIn YouTube videos. Now, why do I do that? Because I teach social media marketing strategies. Okay. When someone comes to my profile, me saying something isn't enough. Okay. And I want you guys to take note of this. This is why it's so important to consistently create valuable content. Because if I come on a YouTube live stream or a LinkedIn, or sorry, a Facebook live stream, and I repurpose it onto YouTube so people on LinkedIn can see, and I can share it over to LinkedIn, and they're thinking of hiring me to be a consultant for their marketing strategy for their business, they watch this video and they're like mind blown. They're like, oh my God, I had no idea. That builds the know, like, and trust. Me showing up on live streams, none of my videos are edited, as you can tell. If it was edited, I wouldn't have put that little mishap that I had on my phone. But you guys get my drift. That all builds the know, like, and trust, okay? So the last, fifth, and final tip is to include that call to action. And what, like I had said, I direct people that if they want to learn more about me, if they want to see my free training so they know, because like remember, when these people see your profile, more than likely you're just a stranger to them, and that's okay. But you need to provide the information daily and consistently in order for them to understand that you have the solution to their problem, okay? So my call to action is, you know, view my website, view my trainings, et cetera, et cetera. I even have a down arrow, and then that goes into my featured section. This is actually a new section on LinkedIn. I think it's been there. I think they just changed the way that they format the presentation of the links, because before this used to be like really small, and now it takes up a good portion of the news feed. So always have a call to action. Be like, click on my website to schedule a free call, or be like, click here to, you know, view my courses, or click here, everything I do. You can be like, click here to go to my Instagram, click here to go to my YouTube trainings. You guys, you know what you have for your business, and you can link people down below. But that step is so super important, because at the end of your summary, people should be like, wow, I'm digging this person. Like, I want to learn more. Like, I'm captivated by this story. Write that down. I'm captivated by this story. I'm hooked. I need more. Where can I go? Don't leave me hanging, right? That's what these people are thinking. So if you direct them to a place that keeps, you know, growing that know, like, and trust factor. For me, it's my live streams. I love live streaming. I love putting it on YouTube. I love showing off what I know, what I do without notes. And it's like, this is me. This is how our conversations would go if we worked together one-to-one. That's what I like showing off. Show off your best stuff there. That's where you start showing it off, okay? You start showing it off in the featured section. You can show off your website. And then below the featured section, there you go. You have your experience. You have your, I can't even see it. I don't even know why I keep putting my phone up. Experience, education, volunteering, your skills and endorsements, your recommendations. That's where all below the summary is where you show off. So let me wrap this up. I was a little like, I don't know if I lost you guys in the beginning, but let me wrap this up really quick. So if you guys have any questions, if you're watching on Facebook Live, let me know in the comments right now. If you guys are loving this so far, don't forget to give me a like on YouTube, like on Facebook, and subscribe right here at this button if you're watching on YouTube. I would be so appreciative of that. So let's go back. Remember, your profile summary is not about bragging about yourself. I know that that's hard, because we see the summary and we're like, oh my God, people want to know all of my accomplishments, you know, all of my awards. Or maybe you're just out of college and you don't have anything, and then you're intimidated by that and you're like, well, I don't have anything to say. Okay. That's okay, because you don't have to say anything yet. Okay. The whole point of the summary is for people to grow the know, like, and trust with you. Okay. Brag later. Know, like, and trust now, brag later. Okay, write that down. So remember, they can only see the first 3 sentences before they expand. So if you're starting off being boring, don't expect people to click to expand more to read your whole profile, because it's probably not going to happen. Okay. So the first tip is to write 1 sentence about who you are and what you do. Make it captivating. Okay. You gotta, this is the hook. It's like, who is this person? I need to know who this person is. Then the next sentence, paragraph, goes directly into your story about how you got started being passionate about what you want to do, or the passion that you had, the beginning story about how your business got started. Because I know there's people watching right now, and they're probably students just graduating college, looking for a job. Maybe you're a business owner and you're looking to attract leads off of LinkedIn. Anyone can use LinkedIn. Let go of the limiting belief that your ideal clients aren't on LinkedIn, because they are. Okay. The second tip is writing that story about how you got started. Don't be afraid to include things that, you know, create that connection content. I have in there that I started my journey when I was on training trip for being a Division I swimmer in college, right? That has nothing to do with my business right now. I mean, that's how I got started, but swimming and social media, they don't really go together until I tell the story, okay? So just give that beginning story because that's gonna inspire anybody that reads it. Not just your ideal clients, but even people that wanna learn from you. So do that beginning story. Then the next paragraph talks about how, this is the third tip, the next paragraph talks about how your products and services or how you as a person can be a person of value to them. Who are you for? Okay. Again, you're not talking about your awards and accolades here. We're not bragging about ourselves. They are reading it because they want to connect with you. So when you're writing this section, make sure it's about, okay, the person reading this, how are they going to know that I am the solution for them? How are they going to know that I fit that job? How are they going to know that I can teach them? This is where you put that, okay? In this section, I talk about my digital courses. I talk about my seminars. I talk about my corporate trainings. I talk about my one-on-one clients. You guys get my drift, okay? It's specifically saying who I teach and who I can help. Then the fourth tip is adding more connection content. This is a more personal section where it just goes on more about what are your personal interests. You know, what are your hobbies? What do you like doing? What do you like? Where do you, what's that called? Volunteer. Write things that will attract people to you. Now, don't write your favorite ice cream is or like cookies and cream. Like keep it in line with your business, okay? Keep it in line with the interests that you like doing. It doesn't have to be all about your business, but don't go off into another planet and then expect people to take you seriously, okay? So make sure everything ties back into your business. And then the fifth tip that I have is to always include a call to action, okay? Because remember, if you do this right, if you do the storytelling right, and if you're gonna do it right, if you do everything that I just told you to do, share your story, don't brag about yourself. It's about how they can learn from you, okay? Then when you include the call to action, they're gonna be ready. They're raring. They're like, okay, I can't get enough of Kylie. How can I go, see if this person's legit? How can I go grow that know, like, and trust with her, right? That's not what they're thinking, but they're thinking it subconsciously, okay? Where do I go next? Like, you're leaving me hanging here, right? That's the whole point of a call to action. You're going to tell them the next step that they can take. This can be in the form of click the link below to schedule a free social media strategy consultation, link to your website. You can put all this in the featured section as well, so you're not wasting room. So you can do a link to your website. You can do a link to more of your trainings. You can do a link to your Instagram, maybe a Facebook group, wherever you have more information, your blog, your podcast, anything, but link it to your link, okay? Don't be like, okay, go read this Business Insider article where I didn't even write it, but it's related to my niche. Don't do that. This is your area of the internet. Keep them in your circle, okay? And you can do that simply with a call to action, linking it below in the featured section, and there you go. Those are my 5 success tips in building a standout LinkedIn summary in your LinkedIn profile. So let me see if any of you guys have questions. Oh, Nina said, woo, you were around 3K last time I joined your live kick-ass. Thank you, Nina. I don't even know if I can't even curse on LinkedIn, so hopefully that doesn't hinder my reach. But anyways, thank you, Nina. Yeah, my LinkedIn is exploding pretty fast, and I'm very thankful for that. And how did I grow my LinkedIn? Literally, I'm gonna put in my video right here, LinkedIn Marketing for Beginners. You guys can start there. I'll also link how to go viral on LinkedIn right here. Like I had said, I only started this 8-9 months ago, taking it seriously. All of the steps that I took are in those videos. So if you guys are watching right now and you guys have any more questions on LinkedIn, maybe I said something didn't make sense, or maybe you want to know something about Instagram or Pinterest affiliate marketing, since I talked about that in my story, always let me know in the comments, because your question will always be anonymous, but it could quite literally be the topic of my next live stream. So I hope you guys love this video. If you guys loved it, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe on YouTube, like it on Facebook Live, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Bye guys.